Hey everyone, it's Ben here from Vancouver Gadgets, and this is the Blackberry Q5. Now, as you'll know on the blog and last month on our YouTube channel, we did actually review the Blackberry Q10. So this is its, I don't know what you'd call it, maybe baby brother, predecessor? No, not a predecessor. It's little brother. How about we call it that? And just gonna get you right going here, right on the screen, of course. Like the Q10, the famous Blackberry keyboard, and I know how many people like the keyboard. As I mentioned in my review as well, I'm more about the screen real estate than the keyboard. I can handle the virtual keyboard, but for a lot of BlackBerry users, that's what they swear by. And here it is here. And if you look at the main screen of this phone as well as like the Q10, obviously the BB10 operating system is present. And as we've said before, that's a huge improvement from previous versions of BlackBerry. And so I'm going to dive right in here with a few features. Go to BlackBerry World. I'll get that up and running. Now, I haven't created my account as of yet. Or sorry, I did for the other phone, the Blackberry Q5. So I've downloaded apps from BlackBerry World. And for those of you who are iOS and Android users, that is the BlackBerry version of the App Store. So we're just going to scroll through here, and I'm actually going to show you right off the top there. You see my quick thumb swipe gesture. That is the famous hook gesture present on the new BlackBerry phones. And when I reviewed the Q5 or the Q10 before, I hadn't quite mastered it, so I've gotten pretty good with it. And there's an actual tutorial on this phone how to use the swipe gestures. But you still have the ability to scroll, and I like being able to go right into here, and that's what I've also talked about in the post, is the BlackBerry Hub, which is your messaging hub for everything Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, text messages, and things of that nature. I really like that. I mean, on an iOS device, this is not present, and sometimes it's nice rather than moving back and forth from app to app to be able to get all your messages in one spot. So I do like the BlackBerry Hub a lot, and it's definitely one of the advantages of this new phone. BBM is still present, and I use text message. I don't use BBM when I use a BlackBerry phone, but that's okay. So you'll note here on the second screen what I did like about this is phone, and I mentioned this in my review as well with the new BlackBerry operating systems. I like how some of these apps come pre-installed. So things like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, when I got this phone, they were already on here. So it's nice just to be able to key right into Facebook here and start up and be able to use that right away, just entering your login information. You know, with the iOS devices, a lot of the time you have to install them yourself, download from the App Store. I like how things have come preloaded, and you know, there's a number of features here in the BlackBerry OS 10 devices too that are present on all the other types of, you know, Android and iPhone devices, from maps to weather to a clock to a calculator. And I haven't installed a lot of apps yet on this new phone, or on this phone yet, but you know, BlackBerry's maybe still a little bit challenged by apps, but probably catching up to iOS and Androids. I don't have the exact stats of that right now in front of me, but all the other good things are present here, and the phone. See my call log there that I've made on this phone. I've got this phone for review on an LTE, on the LTE network as well. So I'm using it for phone and for data on the LTE network, which is very fast on the data side. When you're not on Wi-Fi, this LTE network is pretty killer. Actually, it's faster than my home Wi-Fi, and I don't have the specific upstream and downstream rates for you right now at present, but it is a significant improvement. So you can see I'm going to go through here. I'm going to give a little swipe, and we did this on the Q10. We looked at some of the other features like the camera, and so I'm not going to review those again, but I wanted you to just have a look at the phone here and see what it's like. And I found this very easy to use, the system settings. I wanted to configure all the main volume sounds because I noticed this phone has a lot of default volume on it, or alerts that I don't like, and that's probably the case with any phone. So I did turn those off and go back out again. I like to how the camera and the phone are right here in the first screen, easy to touch. I just go in, I use the camera. There we go. You can see me filming and you see a picture of my feet there. And what I like about this camera, I talked about this a bit on the Q10. I like to be able to switch between aspect ratios, 1:1, 4:3/16 to 9. And I'm going to switch. You can see me there in the front camera. I'm now going to switch back to the other camera. And there you have it. So all in all, a great device from BlackBerry, and I'll include the price in the post. And the one of the main differences between this BlackBerry as well is the Qualcomm Snapdragon processor. It is a Q6 in the newer BlackBerries, and this is a Q4. So some of the components you could say are maybe a step down from the Z10 and the Q10. But in all honesty, I never noticed any issues with performance, and I had a bunch of stuff running on this phone, including apps, including the camera, including the phone, all at the same time, and I had no issues with this phone performing.